Falcons! Welcome to the new school year, and we're going to introduce our principal, Mr. Sherman Paget.
I want to welcome everybody to the 2018-19 school year. Please watch this video for some important information. I am the new principal, Mr. Sherman Paget, and I want to introduce to you our administrative team, some familiar faces and a new face.
Okay, hi, I'm Mr. Stockham. Welcome back, everyone. I'm still with Alpha A through G with Miss Doyle, and that's it. Have fun.
I am your new face, Administrator Kevin Steiner. I will work with the letters H through P in the alphabet. Thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Lisa Wyatt. I'm the administrator for students in Q through Z and AVID. I'm excited that we're coming back to the 18-19 school year, so welcome back, Falcons.
Students, one of the things I want to share with you are our guidelines for success. As a Heights High Falcon, I want you to be respectful. That means I want you to treat other people with the same amount of respect that you want treated to yourself. Please be accepting of each other's differences and definitely show and exhibit some self-control. I want you to be responsible. I want you to be where you're supposed to be on time. I want you to build trust with your friends and with your teachers. Excellence. I want you to strive for excellence. I want you to be the best that you can be and show pride in your schoolwork and in your school's community. I want you to be positive. I want you to think optimistically. I want you to be energetic, and I want you to be supportive of all of the other classmates that you have and the teachers and all the things that we do at Heights. Finally, I want you to be accountable. Accountability means doing the right thing at the right time, even if no one is watching. Please avoid doing things that can distract or detract from your ability to be successful here at Heights. So our guidelines for success are the things that you can just carry yourself. They're the characteristics of a student that is being successful in school. We do have 5 basic rules, and you may see those 5 basic rules on signs throughout the building like this. Attend schools, number 1, you gotta be here to learn. Get where you're going on time. You have to be accountable to where you need to be. You know we have a start on time policy, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but we just can't be tardy to school. Don't interfere with others. Everyone has a right to a good, free public education. Your behaviors and your rights extend just to the point where they interfere with anybody else's rights to learn, to be happy, to be successful. If it's illegal outside of school, it's illegal inside of school. We know that you know the rules outside of school. Rules that are simple, like the golden rule about treat other people the way you want to be treated, all the way down to the things that we know are illegal. Drugs, violence, bullying, behaviors that just aren't acceptable outside of school definitely are not acceptable inside of school. That extends to social media. And then finally, if a staff member asks you to do something that won't hurt you, just do it. Really what that means is when a staff member asks you to do something that's not a big deal, whether it's just pull up your pants to be in dress code or to show your ID to get your lunch, just do it. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's easy. Just do what you're asked to do. Students, the purpose of this video is not only to introduce us as administrators, but also to share some other information with you. We talked about the guidelines for success and the 5 basic rules. Some of the new changes this year. If you have your student handbook available, you'll see that on the very first page we have a new bell schedule. We're going to start school at 8 o'clock and we're going to end at 3:10. The block schedules are all going to run the same as they always have. We'll have our block schedules on Monday and Tuesday, Falcon Day on Wednesday, block schedules on Thursday and Friday. You all that have been here know that if there's an odd number of days in the week, or if the week has a short one day, we'll just stick with our block schedules and we'll cut out the Falcon Day. Your handbook describes it all. Also in the handbook, the 5 basic rules that we spoke about and your guidelines for success, but there's also maps of the building. There's also important information regarding your passes, both for hall passes and for 8th-hour advocacy passes. We talk about tardies and start on time. This year, if you don't already know, we have an obstacle, and that is the intersection at 45th and Hillside. Guys, we cannot give you extra time to get to school because the highways and the roadways are being repaired. You're going to have to wake up 5 minutes earlier, and you're going to have to drive around or follow the detours to get to school on time. As you know, it's important not to be late to class. The very first few minutes of class is when the teachers are typically introducing the new learning. They are taking attendance. They're doing all those things to get class started right. You've got to be there. If, for whatever reason, you're late, you need to make sure that you come in, visit with one of the administrators in the hall, and get your tardy pass admit. That's starting on time. We'll also make sure that you get to your class as quickly as possible to minimize the loss of instruction time. Tardies are very important. It's important for us to hold you accountable, and it's important for you to hold yourself accountable to being in class when you need to be in class. One of the other things that we need to talk about is a continuation of our academics first policy. Our academics first policy stresses that academic learning is our primary goal. We are here to make sure that you have the ability to dream, achieve, and believe, to leave future ready. You'll hear about that, our new district strategic plan, here in a little bit. Right now, what I want to do is I want to really stress the facts to you that you need to have academics as your priority. While we're going to talk about extracurricular activities, participating in sports, whether it's football or volleyball, we have cross country and soccer, we have swimming, we have diving, we have wrestling and track, basketball, golf, bowling. I can't leave any of them out. We have sports, we have infinite number of activities athletically that we would love for all of our students to be involved in. We also have a full complement of other extracurricular activities. Whether your gig is marching band, orchestra, you may be in JROTC and you're on the part of the color guard or the drill team. You may be involved in debate, drama, or forensics. You could be a member of FCLA. You could be in the business and the DECA programs. AVID. We have so many different programs, I don't want to leave any out, but your involvement matters. To participate in any of those extracurricular activities, you've got to make sure that you're not on the DNF list. Our DNF list is very important. You as a student have got to keep your grades above the DNF level. If, for whatever reason, you have a grade that drops down, whether it's missing assignments or whether you struggle on one particular assignment and you need to make it up, you will have the opportunity through advocacy on 8th hour to go to those teachers where your grades are low and get off that DNF list. You know, the DNF list, it matters for extracurricular participation, but it matters ultimately just for you earning the credits you need and having your grades reflect not only your effort and your ability, but your academic performance. Let's stress our academic grades first, and the rest will follow. Some of the topics that I think I want to visit with you about now include dress code, phone usage, and just the language and behavior we have, like say in our hallways and in the classrooms. First, let's talk about dress code. One of the things that I think we all understand is that there's different outfits for different places. We think about school clothes and back to school clothes shopping. When people refer to school clothes, those are the clothes that we'd wear to school. School clothes means that we're dressed in a fashion that is not distracting to the educational environment. All the dress code expectations are written out in your student handbook. Please take a minute to make sure you read them. Dress code is always difficult to enforce. I know as students you probably feel like we're inconsistent, that there's times where you may see another student wearing something that you got in trouble for, it feels like just the other day. While we'll try to make sure that we are as consistent as possible, it's most important for you to dress in a way that brings pride and honor to our school and to you. The dress code is clear. We'll try to be, consistent with our enforcement, but ultimately, dress code decisions are going to be at the discretion of the administration. If you're wearing an outfit that creates a problem or distraction, or if you're wearing an outfit that could potentially be disruptive to the school environment, we'll visit with you about it. Our goal is to fix it first. We'll just first say, do you have something else you can wear? It's not going to be disciplinary at all. It's just going to be, let's dress the way we expect to dress at school. Second thing I want to talk about is cell phones and electronic devices. Some of us have different types of tablets and cell phones that we use for communication or we use for note-taking. The school rules really are clear that cell phones and electronic devices need to be put away while the teachers are teaching. Each individual teacher is going to have an expectation in their classroom of when and when not to use cell phones. Most teachers will give you that one warning, but once they've given you a warning and put your electronics away, chances are very high that you could have your electronics taken away from you for the remainder of that period, potentially the rest of the day. You'll always get them back, but if the cell phone or the tablet creates a problem for instruction, then we'll have to address it. Cell phones are wonderful tools. It's an incredible power that we can have in our hands, but it can also be used to be very distracting and then sometimes damaging. One of the things I caution everybody, cell phones are super valuable and expensive. It is your responsibility if you bring an expensive piece of equipment to school that you keep track of it. We will not be responsible for lost, stolen, or damaged cell phones if you don't provide proper care with it. If you need a locker and want a locker, please visit with security or your administrator in the office and we'll assign one to you. Sometimes it's nice to have somewhere to lock up all your possessions to make sure they're safe and secure. One other thing I want to address is just our overall behavior in the hallways and classrooms. You know, kids, I understand that sometimes that passing period is your opportunity to visit with your friends and to maybe send a quick text message or communicate with a family member. It's important that you're doing all of that during that transition between classes that you're going to. Please make sure that you use appropriate language in class. Make sure that that same appropriate language is used in the hallways. Whether we're talking to friends or whether we're interacting with adults, it's important that we use appropriate language and keep all of profanities and put downs out of school. You know, we talk a lot about bullying, and we talk a lot about being respectful, and we talk about expectations between staff and students, students and staff, staff with staff, and students with students. When we treat people with respect and when we treat people with true and honest concern, passion, and care, we will build relationships that then make the school a stronger place for all of us. I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you, and we will talk more about some other issues here in a minute. Students, the other topic I want to address is harassment. We have very specific board policies on bullying and harassment. Sexual harassment is when there is an unwanted and a lack of reciprocal desire for flirtation or touching or any other behaviors that can be construed as sexual harassment. In the hallways, if you're going to hug a friend, we love to use the term catch and release. A quick side hug or a quick hug and a release is fine. We don't appreciate public displays of affection. That's when the hugs last too long or we're trying to smooch in the hallway. Totally uncool. Please keep your PDA to a very, very minimum. Catch and release hugs are fine. We have no problem with holding hands and showing affection, but we definitely know the difference between what's appropriate and then what should be kept in private. Another topic we want to talk about is IDs. At Heights High School, all students must have their photo IDs at all times. Currently, the rule is that you have it, whether it's in your pocket or whether you keep it in your bag or a lot of you may just wear them. All students need to have their photo IDs, and this is for a couple of reasons. Mainly, we want your photo ID to be readily available for when you're going to the cafeteria. If you're going to buy lunch and use your photo ID, it has to be out and ready to go. Seems like we have long lunch lines. One of the reasons is we spend too much time in the lunch hall trying to get our fumble for our photo IDs. We'll have one line for IDs, the other line for any kid. If you don't have an ID, you still might get to eat, but you're going to have to go to the line that takes a little bit longer to get through. We want kids to be able to want their lunch and have their ID out to get it as quickly as possible so you can maximize your time for lunch. Staff members all wear their photo IDs like I have on here. We use them all the time. We need them whenever we go to our meetings, whether we're in meetings downtown or meetings in the building. Students should have their photo IDs with them at all times as well. Students, I'm very proud to be able to return to Heights High School after being here from '95 to 2003. The rich tradition in the history of Heights High School is something that we'll all be proud of. Seniors, I look forward to getting to know you this year, and I really look forward to graduation. Well, Falcons, I hope this little informative video has helped you kind of get excited about this new school year. I know I'm excited, and I can't wait to see you in the hallways.